Can that shit load? There we go. Alright. I'm doing another one of these like late night videos. It's all like fucking 3:30 or some shit. And I was gonna go to bed earlier, but I figured I'd record this real quick. This is another team. I had mentioned it in the last Fat Boo video. Base Vegeta, Majin Buu, Yamcha. It's in the wrong order because I was labbing for a little bit. But, yeah. This team is also very strong. I don't think I'll play it as my main team because I'm kind of getting used to Bardock as a point, and I really like it. However, this team is very, very strong, and I may use it as a an occasional side team or even maybe potentially a tournament team. It's very powerful, and I'll explain why. First of all, Base Vegeta. We all know Base Vegeta is a fucking outstanding character. He gives me something Bardock doesn't give me, and that's that round start right there. This scales like a medium. That gives me a lot of reward. I can get all this. I can get all this at round start, and that's a safe jump, and it's a meaty. You can't 2H that. That's very powerful. I could get setups off that shit, right? I can do some bullshit like that and get a free bar from it, right? And I could jump back Ki Blast, which Bardock does not have the same. I have this Lariat, which is less safe on block, but also, guess what I could do? I could just call assist and now it's safe, right? Fucking like this. Boom. Also, I'm pretty spaced away, so most jabs can't even reach him. But basically, look, now it's my turn. What you gonna do, dude? I did this at round start, and now it's my turn. Look at that. And that's actually really hard to see too, because it looks like he's gonna cross up right there, but he actually doesn't. And also, Base Vegeta builds a lot of bar. He builds more bar than Bardock does, like fucking. Look at all that fucking meter that I built without any assists. I built basically almost fucking 2 bars and I did 52%. That's like Majin Buu loop level of bar. And I don't even have to loop for it. He gives me round start, he gives me meter, he gives me damage for Majin Buu. Third reason this team is strong. Base Vegeta A is actually very good for Majin Buu. You can get a tick throw with it. With the auto combo. Pretty simple. You just call it right when you press the jab. And it cancels the block stun. A little bit tricky. Right there. So you can get it like that. Pretty easy. You can get it off a jump in pretty easy. You can get it even just like that pretty easy. And that's very powerful to have. Because it basically just means that without any need for block stun or setting up the EX cartwheel 50-50. Which can be done with Yamcha like this. That's not an EX. That's the high. And there's a true low. Can I get that? A little bit tricky, like I said. The Yamcha window, especially mid-screen, is very tight. There we go, true low. And, fucking. You can do a JL and make it a true high. Like that. But I think it whiffs if they crouch, right? Yeah, on some characters it whiffs if they crouch. So, it's better to just use a higher block stun assist and use JM or something. Or, just air dash earlier. There we go. That'll work, right? So without having to use Yamcha, I can get a really easy 50-50. And the reward isn't that great, but it's not just about the reward. It's the fact that literally at any point in time, you gotta guess right there, right? Like, that's very strong. And then I get a sliding knockdown, you're in the corner, I get the fat toss, right? I could do fat toss, Yamcha, that's a 50-50. Now you gotta guess. I could do fat setups with Yamcha once I get the hit. I could do a whole bunch of stuff, man. So base Vegeta assist enables a lot of stuff for Majin Buu. In addition, it does something the Bardock team can't do right now because I went with Trunks Beam. It lets me convert for no bar at round start off of the Majin Buu Ki Blast. So let's say Majin Buu is switched in, I could just do that, or I could do this and get a combo. And before that, I was using Trunks Change of the Future to do that, but base Vegeta has something above Trunks, and that's its range and that angle. That angle is basically the same as GT Goku assist, so it's just that slight little bit better for neutral, and also an extra 4 frames block stun. So you know, it's not a beam block stun, but it'll get the job done a little bit better than just 14 on Change of the Future. You know, you go for a mix on Change of the Future, everybody will fucking 2H you, but at least this lets me do something like that. Can I get it? And they can't 2H it. Watch. Hold on. They can 2H it. I'm fucking stupid. It's trash. Never use that assist. But it's a little bit better than Change the Future for the range. The range and how easy it is to convert off of are very good assets alongside the tick throw. And if they get hit by it, look, I convert off that easy. It's much easier than Change the Future in some ways. But yeah. So base Vegeta's disc is good for Majin Buu. Yamcha's obvious. He gives me the restand and all that kind of shit. But what does this team do for base Vegeta? How does it benefit base Vegeta? Because Majin Buu's assist is only 20 frames of block stun. How is he going to get a 50-50? You don't get a true 50-50 with this assist. Here's the one thing I figured out that you do get is if you time it right, that's true high. And then you can do fake shit once you condition with the high. Like a cross-up. You can do, like a cross-up Ki Blast, for example, will probably work best. Right? Can I convert off that? Oh, shit. Can I convert off that Ki Blast, dude? Yeah, I can. Can I do it with a 2M, though? Yeah, I can. So you can convert off that with like a 2M. You get a pretty decent cross-up. And it's all like fake mix, like conditioning mix or whatever, right? So that's really its downside. Is just it's very conditioning based. But you can get like disc stuff with it. Pretty easy. Right? I could do this and go high. Or this and go low. You know, just condition people. So you can kind of do some fake shit with that. And also, like I mentioned in previous videos, that smoke will hide the Dragon Rush circle. Make it very hard to tech Dragon Rushes, even if they're slower because of its block stun. Right? Like, just look at how much of the circle that shit covers. Right? Look at that shit. Even if it's slow, I can make it a little bit less slow if I just time it better, right? Or make that hit earlier. Like, look at this. Like, especially online, you're not teching this shit, dude. Look at that. And then I condition you and get like a 2M on you. You get this. Oh, that is true. I could make it true as well. That's fucking sick. And get a decent chunk of damage. Anyway. So basically you just gotta make do with it. It's kind of meh for base Vegeta. You'd rather probably run a beam or something, but gets the job done. And Yamcha, obviously, you know, I get some stupid shit with Yamcha off the disc, right? I can get, I believe I can get like a true cross-up low or some shit. If I like delay Yamcha a bit more. No, not a true low. But I can get a cross-up. Very, very sick ambiguous cross-up setup right there. Right, look at that. I get this. And I'm pretty sure I could get an actual cross-up. Can you please stop being a true block string? God. That motherfucker has a lot of blocks done. Holy shit. Dude, Yamcha has so much blocks done. Holy shit. Can't believe I'm telling Yamcha to have less blocks than, man. Whatever, I get 50-50 off it anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, yeah, so this team is pretty strong. I think really what hurts it is the assists are not very good for base Vegeta TODs or even Majin Buu TODs. Yamcha has a habit of not all the hits connecting at high hit stun, and Majin Buu's angle is kind of weird to TOD with. It's hard to jump up and get a Dragon Rush after. But I think this team is strong. I think this is the kind of team where you're focusing on high damage two-touch instead of TODs, and unlike the other one, which I really specifically picked high super damage, high reward off everything, Bardock could TOD really easily, right? So there's that. But yeah, I think this team is strong. I think the neutral from base Vegeta really helps Majin Buu team. I really wish that there was, like, I could run Kid Buu Anchor on this team, but that Kid Buu A assist, it's good for, the two have a hard time meshing together. I wish Majin Buu's assists were better for base Vegeta, and I wish there was a character that had a good restand assist with more block stun that was also good with conversions, but unfortunately it doesn't exist, and that would make this a dream team. But yeah, this is a good team, and hopefully a little bit more insight to people trying to pick up this character as to what a good exception Majin Buu team is like, where there's sort of this suboptimal air to it, but also the characters are just really good for Majin Buu in general. And they sort of help him in different ways than just assists. Like Yamcha, obviously, but like base Vegeta helps him in more ways than just the assist. He builds meter for him with the all his loops and shit. He has the round start to damage the meter build, all that kind of shit. I think he might be an ideal character for Majin Buu this season, if only if it wasn't for the fact that Majin Buu didn't have a beam. I think if Majin Buu had some sort of like beam attack, beam assist, this team would be really, really strong. But yeah, there you go. Peace.